Hey there, Wes Duff here with Dove Development and Consulting. So last week, as I finished out the week with the Daily Dose of Leadership, I did a little something different. Usually I finish the week in this series on the topic that I've been at hand, but last week I kind of ran out. I finished up the series on something else that we've been working through for quite a while, and I kind of switched gears, and late in the week I did an email that was titled, "Are you certified or are you qualified?" Now, over the next several days, I'm going to dig into that in a good bit of fervor, I think is the word that we're going to use. But we're going to really dive in and look at some of that. So we live in a very, very litigious society that really promotes credentials and education, formal education, so to speak, and so on, and for a lot of reasons. Some of that is just the fear of litigation. And gosh, I might get sued if I don't have the right credential. If I'm not this, I'm not that. But some of it is, in many cases, an overwhelmingly unnecessary emphasis on a certification or a license as opposed to a real qualification. Now, here's a for instance. When I worked in the HVAC world, I got to work with some absolutely outstandingly talented folks. There was one fellow that performed an engineering role that I'm not sure, other than to do work at a very, very highly profitable rate, he had never been on a college campus other than to do work for them and charge them a whole lot of money for work that nobody else could do. One of the most intelligent, talented people that I've ever met, no college degree. I think he went to tech school. And on that note, I know another friend who owns a large company and employs a whole bunch of people and has a whole bunch of patents. And when I said, "Where'd you go to school?" He said, "Well, the people that work for me went to Virginia Tech, or went to here, went for there." I said, "Where did you go?" He said, "Well, I finished up high school at Massanutten Technical Center." And I'm like, rock on, this is cool. And here's my point. We've all seen the folks that maybe have a high level credential, but don't necessarily have the skill set that backs it up. And they did what they need, and I'm not knocking credentials. Credentials can be very, very important. I've got a bunch of them. The certified human resource professional. The Cindy and I are executive directors with the John Maxwell team. We're both human behavior consultants and so on. But here's the point that I'm going to really address over these next several days in a daily dose of leadership. What are you doing to back up that certification? If you've taken the time, if you've invested the money, the effort, the blood, the sweat, the tears, whatever it was, to get a credential, to get a license, to earn a title or position or something on your business card or on the wall or plaque or whatever it is for you, what are you doing to back it up, to make sure that you can deliver on that credential you've got? How are you making sure that you're qualified, not just certified? How do you make sure that people aren't following you because they have to? They're following you because you've earned it. You've developed authentic influence. You've become an effective leader that people want to follow, not have to follow. Because when they have to, they'll only do it as long as they have to. And when they have a chance to move a different direction, believe me, they're going to do it. And when people say, "Gosh, I gotta have somebody that has this license," they might take somebody that has the license and doesn't have the qualification to check a box. But as soon as they find somebody with the qualification, guess who's getting replaced? The person without the qualification. And it just stems on so many different things. And one of the statistics I referenced in Thursday's email, in the state of Virginia, now I won't get into the political mess and some of the craziness we've got, but in the state of Virginia, one of the workforce development statistics I've heard over the last several years is, for every one attorney, there are only 70 people, but for every one plumber, there's 1,000 people. And I often say, my gosh, it takes 2 years of tech school and just some time on the job to learn to be a plumber, and you can make $20, $25, $30 an hour without all that college debt and all the different crap that goes with it. But there's only one plumber for every 1,000 people, and the statistics for the attorneys are one for every 70 people, and there's maybe not enough plumbers to take care of the crap the attorneys create, and that's a whole different story for a different day. But the fact of the matter is, we put so much emphasis on that credentialing and the certification that we don't put as enough emphasis on get good at what you do. And that's where the message will dig over the next several days. Now, here's a couple things that we've got going on coming up. Just as a side note real quick, we're still preparing, we're still digging into, and we've got some announcements that we've been able to share, and I'm not going to dive into that here, but with Live to Lead Harrisonburg coming up in late October, October 23rd, we're super excited about all the things there. We've got some table specials. The super early bird registration is open and active and so on, and we're over 50% 50% filled for that date and just looking forward to it. But the main point of this message is, are you certified or are you qualified? Make sure you understand the difference and make sure that you're doing more and more every day to really emphasize that qualification. Look forward to seeing you soon. If you don't have a daily dose of leadership coming to you directly, look into how you can get it. Take care. God bless.